On the first day of the unilateral ceasefire, to which Hamas later agreed, thousands of displaced Gazans returned to search for the dead and assess the damage to their houses after Israeli troops retreated to the outskirts of Gaza City. The scene was of one of utter despair, as a lot of buildings were damaged beyond recognition, with many of the victims still buried under the rubble.
We returned this morning to our houses in order to assess the damage, and as you can see, they are reduced to rubble. Israeli soldiers even killed our animals and birds and razed our trees. We have no place now to stay in except on our schools.
Paramedics dug through the rubble to recover the dead and have so far been able to find over 100 bodies. In a number of cases, entire families were massacred.
The hospital that I'm working with alone collected over 38 bodies of martyrs. There have also been reports of over 95 bodies being pulled out of the rubble.
Meanwhile, the resistance movement of Hamas agreed to hold its fire, issuing a one-week ultimatum for full withdrawal of the Israeli occupation troops. The war in Gaza, however, is not yet over, as there have been reports of sporadic attacks resulted in the death of at least 2 civilians today. Shocking testimonies that have been documented have prompted human rights organizations to call for investigations into war crimes committed by the Israeli forces.
Human rights organizations reported, documented all of these crimes, and we have evidences according to the international law, to the international human rights law. What happened is totally war crimes.
Political analysts say that Israel's 22-day-long offensive on Gaza was a primary meant to restore and strengthen Israel's power of deterrence.
Well, I think Israel, by concluding this war, achieved 2 goals. The first one, Israel restored its deterrence power over the Palestinians and in the region. And in addition to that, Israel inflicted heavy destruction and heavy damage to the Palestinian infrastructure and Palestinian civilians in general.
Every family in Gaza has a long story of suffering and grieving to tell, as many here have lost someone in this attack. Once again, the people of Gaza must bury their dead and begin to pick up the shattered pieces of their lives. Following the announcement of the unilateral ceasefire, the Israeli forces have partially withdrawn from the outskirts of Gaza City, and others are now redeployed near the city. According to Palestinian resistance factions, this one-sided ceasefire means that Israel has failed to achieve its initial objective of destroying Hamas and halting the fire reckoning from Gaza. Yusuf Al-Halo, Press TV, Gaza.